Hello class, welcome to Module 7, Social Justice and Civil Rights. For Module 7 you'll be reading Chapter 6, so I know it's a little bit confusing, but since we skipped a chapter on Module 5, we are reading Chapter 6. Actually for this module and the next Module 8 will both be focused on Chapter 6. One of the most difficult things that we do as social workers, or that we strive to do, is achieve social justice. And one of the reasons why it's so difficult is it's really hard to define. But we'll go ahead and take a look at how it's defined in our book. So I'm looking at page 415 in the back of the book, and it says social justice is the level of fairness that exists in society and the goal of achieving fairness. Okay, so that's the definition by the book. And then civil rights are the rights to which people are entitled because they are members of society. And so this particular module will be focusing on the right to vote. Many of you may be registered voters or eligible to vote in our elections here in Arizona. And so it is really the basis of this democracy is being able to participate. And over the course of history, the right to vote hasn't been extended to all people, and so that's what the content from this module will be focusing on. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down. And so by the end of this module, you'll be able to describe the concepts of civil rights, social justice, the right to vote, the U.S. Constitution as its legal foundation for protecting people's rights, and how social policies and Supreme Court decisions impact these rights. And you'll be able to apply an understanding of the evolution of the right to vote in the U.S. And so that first part of this chapter focuses on how voting rights change over the course of time since the passage of the Constitution. And so the resources that we have provided for, and you have to watch all of these videos in order to answer the questions in the assignments. And so we have a couple of videos about voting rights in general. This particular video about voter suppression in Wisconsin. And then we have an Arizona specific article about tribal voting rights. And then we sum it up with this overall commentary on voting rights and voter suppression. And so the important thing to walk away with is that voting is very important to the democratic society, and we need to take a real critical and honest look at ways that this type of right is being threatened. And so some of the most recent things that happened is a court case in 2013 that impacted the Voting Rights Act. And Arizona was actually one of the states that was named in the Voting Rights Act because of its practices in denying the right to vote, primarily for Native Americans, but for other populations as well. So if you have any questions, you can always reach out to me by email. You can use the discussion board and the general discussion board if you think it's relevant to all your classmates. And your assignment will basically be answering 10 questions based on the videos, and be sure to read this article too. I hope you have a great week, and we'll see you next week.